In the wake of the First Punic War, Carthage had been humiliated. Their once great navy lay in ruins, their treasury depleted, and their influence over Sicily lost to the growing power of Rome. But the war was far from over. In the heart of Carthage, a young commander was rising, one whose name would be remembered for centuries to come. His name was Hannibal Barca, and his thirst for revenge would ignite one of the greatest wars in ancient history, the Second Punic War. After their defeat, Carthage turned to Hispania, modern-day Spain, to rebuild their power. Under the leadership of Hannibal Barca, Carthage began expanding its influence, securing vast resources and training a formidable army. But when Hamilcar died, his son-in-law Hasdrubal took command. And when Hasdrubal was assassinated, the mantle of leadership passed to Hannibal, Hamilcar's son, a man raised to despise Rome. Hannibal wasted no time. In 218 BCE, he besieged and captured the city of Saguntum, a Roman ally in Spain. Rome, enraged, demanded Carthage hand over Hannibal. When Carthage refused, war was inevitable. But Hannibal had no intention of fighting Rome on their terms. Instead, he devised a bold and audacious plan, one that would strike terror into the heart of the Roman Republic. Rather than facing Rome at sea, where they held the advantage, Hannibal chose a different route. With an army of over 50,000 soldiers, 9,000 cavalry, and nearly 40 war elephants, he embarked on one of the most legendary military maneuvers in history, a march through the Alps into Italy. The journey was brutal. Freezing temperatures, treacherous cliffs, and ambushes by hostile tribes decimated Hannibal's forces. But against all odds, he emerged from the Alps with an army ready to take the fight directly to Rome. Rome had never faced anything like this before. Expecting a naval invasion, they were caught off guard by Hannibal's arrival in northern Italy. The Roman generals underestimated him, a mistake they would regret. Hannibal's first major victory came at the Battle of the Trebia River. Using his cavalry to lure the Romans into a trap, he crushed them with a devastating ambush. Rome, in shock, realized they were dealing with a strategic genius. Hannibal struck again at Lake Trasimene. Using the terrain to his advantage, he lured the Roman army into a narrow valley and annihilated them. It was one of the largest ambushes in military history, leaving thousands of Romans dead. Fear gripped Rome. But Hannibal's greatest triumph came in 216 BCE at Cannae. Facing a Roman army nearly twice his size, Hannibal executed a masterpiece of tactical warfare. He allowed the Romans to push into the center of his forces, then encircled them completely. It was a slaughter. Over 50,000 Roman soldiers perished in a single day. Rome had never suffered such a catastrophe. Rome was bloodied but not broken. They refused to surrender. Instead, they adapted. They avoided direct battles with Hannibal, focusing on wearing him down. Meanwhile, a young Roman general named Scipio emerged, determined to take the fight to Carthage. Hannibal remained undefeated in Italy for over 15 years, but his resources dwindled. In 202 BCE, he was forced to return to Africa to defend Carthage against Scipio. The two great generals clashed at the Battle of Zama. This time, Rome had learned from Hannibal's tactics. Scipio outmaneuvered him, and Carthage was defeated. The war was over. Carthage was once again humiliated. Hannibal fled, living in exile until his eventual suicide to avoid capture. Rome had won the Second Punic War, solidifying itself as the dominant power of the Mediterranean. But Carthage was not yet destroyed. A third and final war loomed on the horizon, one that would seal Carthage's fate forever. Join us next time for part 3 of the Punic Wars, the fall of Carthage. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.